by the way, these are going to be graphic. This is about real people, what happened to them. I mean, no disrespect to their families. I'm really sorry that these horrible things happen to people. And if you're not comfortable with listening to gruesome, horrible, terrible things, please don't go and listen to one of my whisper rambles. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, Mary Bell's story dates back to Britain in 1968. The daughter of a teenage sex worker and an active criminal, Bell strangled 2 young boys in a 2-month span. On May 25, 1968, she strangled 4-year-old Martin Brown to death and left a note behind admitting her guilt. Bell didn't act alone though. Her friend Norma Joyce Bell assisted in these killings. 2 months later, the duo strangled 3-year-old Brian Ho to death. Police reported Bell later returned to Ho's body to carve an M into his abdomen. Oh my god, her initial. She also cut off some of his hair, scratched his legs, and mutilated his genitals. Jesus Christ. That is terrifying. Wow. So she was the daughter of a teenage sex worker and criminal. And she was 11 when she killed these people. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is just crazy. The second one is the murder of Angela Zamuta. Angela Zamuta was a college student in Texas when she was raped and stabbed to death in 1984. With little evidence to go on, her case eventually went cold. But her roommate, Sheila Wysocki, wouldn't accept that. Years later, during the O.J. Simpson trial, Wysocki saw how DNA could influence the case. After the police refused to look at the blood and semen collected from Zamuta's murder, Wysocki became a private investigator. Wow, she was dedicated. The authorities finally agreed to work with her in 2006, and this murder happened in 1984. Wow. And when they matched the DNA from Zamuta's crime scene to Donald Bess, a convicted rapist, found guilty for the murder of Zamuta. That is just so crazy. Just goes to show like who they choose to protect and who they don't. That is terrifying. That's terrible. It's amazing that Sheila just like got justice for her friend. So that is so sad. The third one is the murder and kidnapping of baby Lindbergh. In 1932, the son of aviator Charles Lindbergh was kidnapped from their home. Authorities found a ransom note, but a lack of additional evidence made it hard to find baby Lindbergh. After 2 months of searching, Charles Chas, as they called him, Lindbergh Jr.'s body was found decomposing. Bruno Richard Hauptmann was the only suspect in the case after police traced some of the ransom money to him, but Lady of Silence between 1998 and 2006. That's quite recent. Baraza murdered between 42 and 49 elderly women in Mexico. Jeez, that is so many people. Baraza got away with so many murders because authorities weren't looking for a woman. While on trial, Baraza's lawyer cited her childhood traumas, which included regular beatings and rape, as the reason for her crimes. Baraza targeted older women because she identified them with her abusive mother. That is terrible. It just shows how your experiences in your childhood can affect your brain and can mess you up so much that this happens to some people. And you would see with lots of cases where serial killers and stuff, they already have mental illnesses and they had bad childhoods. They had the worst, pick of the bunch. It doesn't give them, the excuse, they don't deserve empathy, any pity, for what they did, of course. But it just goes to show how if you're not getting help for your mental illnesses, and if you're not having a good childhood, it goes even worse, doesn't it? And finally, Ariel Castro's kidnappings. Ariel Castro kidnapped Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Georgina De Jesus between 2002 and 2004. Castro would offer his victims a ride, then lure them into his basement and restrain them. This is also pretty recent if you think about it. It's only 15 years ago. He held 3 young women captive in his Cleveland, Ohio home until May of 2013. Wow, that is so recent. When Berry escaped and contacted police. Wow. Castro was charged with 4 counts of kidnapping. Berry gave birth to her daughter in captivity, and 3 counts of rape. Later, he was found guilty of over 900 crimes. Jesus Christ, these people are disgusting. So Amanda Berry was the woman who escaped and contacted the police and gave birth to a daughter in captivity, and Ariel Castro was charged with 4 counts of kidnapping and 3 counts of rape. That is so bad. Imagine if she never had escaped, have the chance to escape. There are lots of cases where